So these vessels also are not very cheap. So I'm assuming that you really don't want
No, that is. Some are. You can get. Don't Elizabeth. Don't be general. Some of them are relatively inexpensive, and some of them do a good job at that price point. But you normally get what you pay for when it comes to maritime technology.
Yeah, so I'm assuming you don't want to lose one. You want to operate them pretty efficiently when it comes to multiple different sea states, and you want to be able to not have to go through a lot of them during testing. So I would think that was a very important part of maybe what you guys are helping them with. Do you get involved at all in the testing of the new technologies when it goes out there, or do you actually only get involved when it comes to pre-deployment?
No, so we'll for Janus, we'll work with the OEM, the manufacturers, and we will help develop testing procedures for them. And then we'll also work with the end user who has purchased a unmanned surface vessel or UUV, USV UUV. That actually they don't really might not know the capabilities of the boat, and you really don't want the OEMs to test the boat themselves before it hands over to the client acceptance trials. It's like grading your own homework, you know.
Yeah.
You want someone that's a third party, that's a neutral evaluator, that understands the restrictions that the vessel just naturally have and the current technological advancements, while also understanding what the concept of operations is that the client wants to get done. So you need to have someone in that happy middle ground, and that's really where Janus falls out.
So, not trying to get too proprietary here, but is there some particular sensor or some particular area that you find fails the most often during your testing?
Hmm. It's a good question. I would say a lot of times what it ends up being is electrical connectors. A lot of it gets down to force on force, and they just break. You're not thinking it in the same aspect. A lot of them, when you gauge it on the price point, boats are expensive, right? If you build an unmanned boat like a boat, it's going to be expensive because a USV is a computer and a boat, technically. Two things that you don't want to leave and put in the corner for 6 months and expect them to work. So you want to make sure that the equipment that's on that boat is the right equipment for the job, and the boat is built professionally. Now, on the other side of the scale, you can have attritable vessels that only need to go on a one-way mission, or they're just at such a low price point that you don't really care. And those tend to be built like a computer, just a floating computer. So, kind of the gauge is, how often is it going to be worked? Is it a one-time boat? Is it an attritable asset? Or is it something that you expect to be out there for 30, 60, 90 days, with as few interactions with humans as possible, and you expect to get the best intel out of that vessel you can?
Yeah. So one of the other things too, I would think, is that what we face normally in any IT environment is hardware versus software. So, there's only so much you can do with hardware problems, and there's only so much technology you can apply to it. Realistically, soldering gun is a soldering gun,
Hmm.
right? I mean,
Yeah.
parts, so the hardware piece of it, it sounds like is sometimes more of the challenge than the software piece of it, really.
Yeah, and if they'll talk to each other and how well they'll talk to each other and how well they integrate together and yeah, et
Yes.
cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, because every sensor, every single unit is built by somebody else probably, so it's a lot of integration.